Dear viewers, this is Side Mirror. My name is SouthSudan, and today we're going to talk about some few things. But before I start, I would like to make one announcement. And today, the 4th of January 2022, it has been a great day for us for Side Mirror SSD. You might wonder why we are trying to celebrate this, but no matter how small it is a milestone, and it shows us how far we are going. So today we have reached 500 subscribers on YouTube. So that is very less to talk about, but it shows how much we are growing as a channel. And I would like to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed to our channel. And also I want to encourage those who haven't subscribed to our channel to please try and subscribe to our channel, and it will help us grow together. And that is one of the announcements I would like to make. We are very happy for the fact that we have reached 500 subscribers and looking forward to reach 1000 subscribers, which is not impossible. As long as we are dreaming, we'll reach there. So that was the announcement. And also to say a few words about Side Mirror SSD. This is a platform that we use to create content that looks at the positive side of South Sudanese and South Sudan. So we know that South Sudan has been tarnished in the media. Of course, we've been going through a lot, and for that matter, we have seen that there are so many bad news about South Sudan. I was going to Ethiopia, and I landed at Bole International Airport, whereby I was having a connection flight to Dubai, and then from Dubai to Bangkok. That was in 2017 when I was going for a communication forum. So arriving at Bole International Airport, I had like 3 hours of waiting to connect my flight to Dubai. So I thought maybe why not just move around and see how things are. As I was trying to stroll around the airport, I noticed that out of all the other flags from East African countries, South Sudan's flag was missing, and I was a little bit disappointed, but I wanted to know why exactly all the other flags of our neighboring countries were flying high at the airport, yet our South Sudanese flag was not even considered or put up. Yet we know very well that we are part of the East African bloc, and Ethiopia and South Sudan has a very rich history. And if we start from the times of our liberation, so if it is about not knowing South Sudan, then Ethiopians should be the first to know South Sudan, because they were a host community or a host country when we were struggling. For example, myself, I was born in Ethiopia during the struggle, and that was simply because Ethiopia was a home to South Sudanese who fled, to Southern Sudanese who fled the war-torn region by that time. And so there's no question that Ethiopians know that South Sudan exists, and they have contributed to the independence of South Sudan. So I wanted to know exactly what could be the reason as to why it is not happening. Why is our flag not there? So I made a move and I reached out to one of the workers at the airport. I believe she's a security personnel working at the airport, a lady. She's in her late 30s, if I can guess. So a very responsible woman who was in uniform, and I believe that anyone in uniform is more disciplined. So instead of approaching anyone else, I decided to approach her, and I asked her, "Madam, how are you?" She was like, "I'm fine, how are you?" I said, "I'm good." And then I asked her, "I'm from South Sudan?" She said, "Yes." And then I'm like, "I've seen a lot of flags for our neighboring countries, but I'm wondering why South Sudan's flag is not among all the flags." And she looked at me with disappointment, and she told me direct in my face that, "Why do you worry so much about the flag? Don't you think you guys need a lot to do? So flag is not important. Go and solve your issues. You guys are killing yourself. You guys are murdering yourself every day and night. You're messing your own country. So why do you bother only about the flag? So can you go back home and tell people to stop killing themselves and focus on development?" And I'm like, "No, yeah, I know that we have challenges just like any other country, but is that the reason as to why our flag is not raised just like another flag?" And she kept insisting that go home and solve your problems. You guys are not helping yourselves, so no one else can help you. Flag is not the thing you can talk about. It's the least thing you should be minding about or worried about currently. Go and solve your issues at home. And lastly, I decided to walk away. Of course, it was a very bad encounter. I was not able to get the reason as to why our flag is not among the East African flags at the airport. So, but when I looked at it, when I went back and tried to understand her points, it made a lot of sense. If you don't put your house in order, then someone somewhere will come and undermine you. And I moved from Ethiopia. I went to Dubai just to finish my trip, and from there to Bangkok. But all through the flight, all through the journey, I was thinking about my encounter with the security lady at the airport, and also the fact that she said the truth in a very rude way. But of course, nothing but the truth. Of course, we had challenges. Of course, we have crises. Of course, we are going through a lot. But at the end of it all, I thought it shouldn't have led to us being ignored at that level. But of course, it happened. I don't want to talk about politics, but I just wanted to bring to your attention that some things can happen. So today, I am very happy that South Sudan is coming out. We have so many South Sudanese who are trying to put South Sudan on the map, to try and portray the positive side of South Sudan. Of course, right now, that people who know that South Sudanese are very good people. South Sudanese are very welcoming. South Sudanese are peace-loving. Despite the challenges we are going through, I think the positive side of South Sudan, we have great cultures, we have a very rich diversity, and we have very good different tribes that are doing great things. We have so many good things to identify ourselves with, but it is upon us to to put that positive image of South Sudan outside there. And that's why you see that if you look at the YouTube, Facebook pages, and so forth, South Sudanese, mostly the youth, have come out and are trying to make sure they change the narrative. They change the perspective of South Sudan. I've seen so many youth that have gone out to many forums from South Sudan and represent us very well. I've seen musicians who have gone to other countries and represent South Sudan very well. This is how you change the narrative. This is how you change the image of a country that just got independence and was dragged back to conflict and now trying to regain its image. So we as youth, we would not want to deal so much with politics, but look at how we can change the narrative and how we can make sure at least people understand South Sudan not only as a war-torn country, but also as a country that is rich culturally, a country that is rich in terms of resources, a country that is blessed with great people, with diverse communities, with a lot of good things. So we need to embrace the best part of South Sudan and show it outside there. So today I will talk about some few things that I felt are very important. Side Mirror is a platform where we discuss social issues that are affecting youth and also try to give opinions or discuss important issues and see how we can better improve them. So I will always make sure I talked about things that are really touching me, touching you, not politically, but socially, and also what is our role as youth in South Sudan. We have very good, talented youth doing great things from different walks of life. We'll make sure at least we bring that up, and discuss it. So I want us to be known. There are some people who are doing great in music. I was very impressed when I went to Uganda some years back. I didn't know about most of our artists. One of the shows, I saw one of our great artists who was doing very good. He went on stage and really, he was doing great. And I will mention his name here. Shout out to Kulbi. Kulbi, the first time I saw him was in Uganda performing. And trust me, if you look at Kulbi and look at other Ugandan artists, he might be more better than them or on the same level with them. So, and that is how we change the narrative of South Sudanese. I've seen boxers who have won, belts in South Sudan and competing with East African brothers, doing great. I've seen South Sudanese who have played basketball and for the first time create a chaos, serious chaos in the tournaments. And Luol Deng has been doing great there by making sure at least we organize our basketball national team and showcase the talent that we have. That was great. Volleyball, we also did very well. Football, we're still trying, but we're coming there. So these are positive things that South Sudanese are doing. So I can mention a lot of them, but I will leave some for another day. But today I want to look at the negativity that comes with, the burden of being a youth in a struggling country like South Sudan, and how do we take it? How do we make sure at least we make use of the chance we have and, stop giving excuses? I would like to say one thing. People talk about lack of jobs in South Sudan, and you find that youth are playing cards, dominoes, the whole day, and the excuse is there are no jobs. So if there are no jobs, will playing cards help you? Will playing cards the whole day give you a job? And okay, what if not only in South Sudan but all of us the world, government cannot employ everybody. Let's be honest. I know some of you will say, okay, fine, we need peace, we need policies, but still, you don't have to sit at home and demand for peace, demand for policies, demand for a lot of things, the economy to improve. Of course, there are people still working within this economy. When COVID-19 came, there were a lot of challenges, but we didn't stop working because COVID-19 came. We didn't stop doing things for the country because COVID-19 has come. We didn't stop dreaming because COVID-19 came. So what I'm saying is, I was in Shirkat and I was really disappointed. I really felt bad because I'm seeing our young people dressing up, putting on suits, and as if they're going to do something. But to my surprise, when you go to the roadside, they end up at Domino's place, playing cards or dominoes. And I'm like, seriously? Someone leaves in the morning, plays card the whole day, comes back in the evening. And I had some questions I asked myself. Where do this person get soap to wash his clothes? Where does he get money to buy those nice suits? Where does he get money to buy those nice shoes? Where does he get money for lunch? Where does he get money to look smart? Of course, you need to look smart when you're having all those demands. When you look smart, at least there should be something, there should be financial support from somewhere. And you know, the answer goes back to our ways of life as South Sudanese. And we have seen that, you know, there's dependency, too much dependency. And this has led to a lot of lazy youth around who could not think of doing anything because, of course, there's no rent. You're staying with your uncle or your father or your cousin. Of course, you will not be paying rent at the end of the month. That is one thing. And then also you find that, you know, most of our generals, if you go to their homes, you'll find that their home is full of people, more than 10, 15, 20 people in the same house. And these 20 people need to be fed. They need shelter. They need medication. And the list goes on and on and on. So this is one of the factors as to why most of the youth are not willing to work, because they have no challenges they are facing in life. And at the end of the month, no one will knock at their doors asking for rent and so forth. So it becomes really easy to just relax and blame it on government because there are no jobs. You know, I've seen great youth in South Sudan who have come to Juba and put aside their bachelors. Of course, they have gone to school, but things have become hard. They've been applying for jobs, but nothing works out. So they decide to do something by themselves. And also, I think apart from blaming our cultural setting, our dependency, our communal lifestyle, I would also want to blame, you know, other factors as to why we behave like that. You know, most of the youth now, at least for the last 2-3 years, we have improved. We have known how to do things for ourselves. You know, there's lack of job creation, not only in South Sudan, but even in Africa. But ours is the worst because when I went back to East Africa, I realized that people are coming up, you know, even when you're at the university, before you finish, you have to think of what to do. Most youth have become innovative. Most youth have become more creative and entrepreneurial. They are looking for ways to create jobs for themselves, and you know, they are becoming entrepreneurs, you know, and some of them they have done very good before even finishing their bachelors. Before even graduating, you find that they're already in the market and they have already established a foundation for their business. So when they come out of the university, even they won't think of getting a job, because that is a monthly paycheck whereby you have to wait until the end of the month and then you're paid. But in South Sudan, it's never the case. I think we're still struggling with that. And as time goes, these are things that youth need to discuss. We have so many youth platforms that are doing good. We have so many youth mentors that are doing great things. And I hope each and every year there's improvement on how we look at job creation in South Sudan. Of course, if you look at our education system, it is somehow not helping us, you know, to define or to modify our thinking towards job creation. Most of us, like for example, when I was in school, you know, questions like which river is the longest river in Africa, you know, which mountain is the longest, is the highest mountain, and the list goes on. So we are not taught skills, we are given theories. So by the time you finish your school, you have so much theory that you just want to get a job and then being given instructions and then you implement, because you're not given the skills to create jobs for yourself. You are trained, your mindset is twisted to only look at how to work for somebody and get paid. That's another thing that we have to blame on. But anyway, I will not say the same thing because it has changed. Like for example, if you look at South Sudan now, when I came to Juba in 2007, 2006 December, so I came to Juba. You know, it was hard to find a South Sudanese girl working in a bar. You know, like a waitress. It was really hard. And if you ask, they will tell you, oh, it's for prostitutes. The girls who works in the bars are prostitutes. And nowadays, I've seen so many South Sudanese girls working in the bars as waitresses. And, you know, that is another way of coming up as youth and, you know, create something for ourselves. I have seen so many youth hawking, you know, hawking clothes, hawking, you know, utensil, and so many other things around the communities they're selling, you know. And I was impressed. I've seen so many youth doing other great things across the country. And that is really a delight moment for me because, you know, our ignorance was very high, but also the economic crisis have a little bit, you know, massage our egos and, you know, contain it a little bit, make it, you know, suppress it down for us to look beyond, you know, just pride. And I hope moving forward, we're going to learn a lot. Like, you know, those days, jobs like for waitresses and other jobs were taken up by foreigners, not for bad. We don't hate foreigners, you know. We want them to, we are part of the East African community, and each and every foreigner is welcome to work in South Sudan. But also we need to compete for the jobs. We need to make sure at least we make use of the opportunities we have and, you know, make use of them. So it's good for South Sudanese to be, you know, to take up most of these jobs. Of course, alongside some few neighbors from the neighboring countries, that is okay. And it is working very well currently, and we really appreciate that. Anyway, not to go further, I would like to say we appreciate those who have subscribed to our channel. Please, if you have not subscribed to our channel, do hit the subscribe button and just do that. As we are growing today, we are very happy that we have reached 500 subscribers. This is a very big milestone for us, and we're going to move further. So I thank all of you for your support, and keep in your mind, there are no jobs, but that is not the reason as to why you play dominoes or cards the whole day. The reason why you play cards and dominoes is because you are lazy. You are scared to start something. You are scared of starting something new and create jobs for yourself. You go to Kwanya, you'll find so many graduates who are doing businesses. Most of these money transfer shops you see, they are for the youth. They are for most of the youth. And they are doing great. With their bachelors, they have put them aside. They stop looking for jobs, and they are doing great. So it shouldn't be an excuse to say that there are no jobs or government is not creating jobs. Government cannot create jobs for everybody. So that's something we need to keep in our minds. Thank you so much, and keep watching Side Mirror SSD, your only channel where you get the most trending social issues in South Sudan. My name is SouthSudan.